Who's Ammy?
My Ammy.
Hey, you mean your Ammy?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hookers?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hunkers?
Oh, I'll take your part. Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh, well, Mr. Conductor, I want to go to Hot Town.
Hot Town?
Yes, sir.
That's the last stop.
Last-
All aboard.
All right, sir.
Greetings and salutations. It's your upside down cat who's always sunny side up. Judge Tether T-Cat and the court is in session. I see CZ in the chat. Hey, yes, that is definitely some avant-garde Charleston type of music that you can dance to. Tonight we're playing some Crime and Punishment. I'm just going to head over into the Crime and Punishment screen, and here we are. And you might notice that we've already got someone inside. We've got Bailiff Kate. She's joining us. It's an open VC for anyone in the Discord. Bailiff Kate, would you care to say hi to the fine folks out there in YouTube land?
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Ready to make some judgments?
I'm always ready to make judgments. That's my default state. All right. Bailiff Kate, are you ready to get into some absolutely amazing court cases for this current docket?
As ready as I'll ever be.
That's frightening. I fear your enthusiasm. And as always, anyone who's watching in the chat, anyone who wants to play along, please follow the court case. And when it comes time to pass judgment, type into chat whatever you think the judgment should be, whether that should be prison, jail, or probation, and a length of sentence that you would choose. And we'll also add that. Yeah, okay, we haven't started the case yet, Susie. Guilty 2 years of prison. I mean, that's profiling. We can't have that. You're too anxious. Order in the court. Order in the court. All right. Let's order in the court, Bailiff Kate. Let's start this game. Court is now in session. Your rating will be affected by how much and what kind of information you choose. And here we go, the first case of the night. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of criminal solicitation. Bailiff Kate, is everything good on your end? Do you have audio? Do you have video?
I do.
Let's Good. I'm glad we're good to run. Let's look at the details of this crime. And we're going to look at the demographics. Oh yeah, wait, hold on a sec. Before I do that, I got to type in what our court case is. So that would be crime. Old Shannon, please get these people under control, says CZ. Bailiff Kate, how do you react to that?
I don't know. I hope we're not going to have to find anybody in contempt of court.
I have so much contempt built within me. All right. Let's, once again, my default state. Let's look at the details of the crime of criminal solicitation. And we're going to look at the demographics. The offender is a 59-year-old Caucasian male. The victim was a 20-year-old white Protestant male. The offender-victim relationship for criminal solicitation, the offender and the victim were strangers. The weapon used and physical injury. The victim has become sexually impotent. Wow.
Wow.
Gotta wonder what kind of crime this is. The property damage or loss, there was none, but the excuse given for the crime was that the offender said the reason was peer group pressure. Whoa. This is harsh. Wow. What's the demographics? 59-year-old guy, 20-year-old guy. Huh. Let's check out this 59-year-old guy's criminal record. And we're going to look at adult prior crime types. Those include animal abuse. Man, this guy's a piece of work.
This is getting darker and darker.
It really is. Well, let's look at the prior arrests and convictions. This 59-year-old man has had only one prior recorded arrest and one prior recorded conviction as of the day of this crime. Speaking of which, on the day of the crime, his fugitive status was that he was on parole. Bailiff Kate, do you have any interest in seeing the offender's reputation?
I think I kind of want to know.
Okay. The offender is also known as Lucky. It's, not on this day. Not on this day. Let's look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to check out his personal details. The 59-year-old man is soon to be wed. He drinks moderately. He is a parochial school graduate. And his employment history, he's an itinerant. And if I recall from previous cases, itinerant means someone who just drifts from job to job, doesn't really have a steady job.
Sounds about right.
And the courtroom prosecution details. The defendant was bound and gagged during the trial. Somehow I knew that was going to happen. This does not surprise me. The media blasts soft judges. And so, Bailiff Kate, do you care to see the offender's upbringing or mental history?
I feel like I need to know those details to make a judgment.
All right. We're going to look at the offender's upbringing. The offender had a normal home life and was raised in a communist country. The mental history, the offender is psychotic. He considers himself invulnerable. Now, that's all that we're going to dive into for this case. I definitely want to review the known facts. Once again, for those who are watching in chat, hey, look who just popped in. Once again, for those who are watching in chat and for those who just popped into the stream, we're going to review the known facts. Please enter in your decision, whether it's prison, jail, or probation, as well the length of sentence that you so choose. By the way, we'll get to you, Fruit Bat, in a moment.
Oh, man.
So you can just sit there and read for a moment because we're reviewing the known facts.
Yay.
CZ in chat says, Serial Killer Starter Club. In the crime of criminal solicitation, there was no monetary loss. The offender and the victim were strangers. The victim has become sexually impotent. The offender is a 59-year-old man. The victim was a 20-year-old man. The offender said the reason was peer group pressure. The offender was on parole. The offender is known as Lucky. Prior crimes include animal abuse. This 59-year-old man has had one prior recorded arrest and one prior recorded conviction. The defendant was bound and gagged during the trial. The media blasts off judges. The offender had a normal home life and was raised in a communist country. The offender is psychotic. He considers himself invulnerable. The offender is soon to be wed, drinks moderately, and is a parochial school graduate. As well, the offender is an itinerant. And there you have it, everybody. We're going to start off, of course, with Bailiff Kate because she's been through it all. Hello, Minimi96. Good to see you in chat. Bailiff Kate, what is your thoughts on this case?
Well, I'm thinking definitely not probation. Either jail or prison time. I'm not sure which, but I think I would probably go 2 to 3 years. It's hard to know without knowing more details of the crime.
Yeah, understandable. The only thing we know about the crime was that the victim has become sexually impotent. That's really all we know about the crime. So the question then becomes, you said 2 to 3 years. Are you looking at a heavy sentence or a light sentence? And that'll sway whether you choose prison or jail on your side.
Say medium. The fact that he has a prior arrest and conviction for animal abuse is a definite factor.
All right. I'll pitch in and I'll say that it's criminal solicitation. This 59-year-old man solicited a 20-year-old out of peer group pressure to do a crime. I'm thinking I want to say prison, but I'm going to say jail. And I agree with you that a lengthy jail sentence of 3 to 4 years would probably be best in this one. So I'm willing to bid 4 years of jail. Bailiff Kate, what are your thoughts on that?
I'll go with that.
All right. So we're going to do an opening bid of 4 months of jail on this one. Now let's open it up. Everyone, welcome to the stream. The effervescent YouTube streamer, June Cowmori, the Fruit Bat. Please say hi. And also, what are your thoughts on this case?
Hello, everybody. Yes, hi, I'm here, and I'm totally not late. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I comprehended the case well enough to have a good opinion, but knowing that the crime was criminal solicitation, hearing that he had a prior record or arrest or conviction involving animal abuse, and hearing the effect on the victim at hand, I would say jail for either 2 to 3 years.
Well, Bailiff Kate and I chose 4 years, and we agreed upon that. So I think
that sounds good to me.
There you are. And as well, anyone in the chat, we have CZ and Minimi96 at the least, and
Hi, Minimi.
And CZ said serial killer starter club as we were starting up this case. Minimi96, CZ, if you have any comments or suggestions as to a sentence or a length of time, your window is lessening because we're going to hop right into this and then see our score and then find out the next case. So let's take a look. Judge sentenced 2 months and 24 days of jail.
2 months?
Nothing.
What's the point? I'm sorry, but what's the point?
That's an excellent question. I don't have an answer. Yeah, I still, and I don't know about you two, I feel justified with the 4 years of jail. So let's take a look at what our score is on this one. We only got one gavel. Perhaps we should study medicine. Minimi96 waves hi to you, June, and says jail. So I think we were all in agreement on that one.
Yay.
I'm going to put how many gavels we got into chat. Gavels 1. Judicial IQ 11.
Yeah.
Good job, team. Let's take a look at the next case. By the way, Bailiff June, is there anything you need to say before we hop into the next case? Yeah, just totally off the cuff.
My dinner.
Oh, good. What are you eating?
I made I had a thing of crescent roll dough that I had to use, so I made both pigs in a blanket, so it's a hot dog, and as well as I had mozzarella cheese and pepperoni, so I did like a pizza roll-up thing, and I also made chicken Caesar salad.
Man, I found some dried bread on the side of the road and lapped it up because it was in a puddle, and that was like soup. You have my envy. All right. Bailiff Kate, any thoughts on that case?
Just that I'm not coming to your house for dinner.
There we go. A wise decision. Your judicial IQ is 1,000. Hey, Indy, how's it going? All right, let's. Oh, another June regular has appeared apparently. All right.
My kid.
There you go. Let's take a look at the next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. Indy, you don't know what you just joined into? Well, you just joined into one of the greatest video games of all time. Once again, we're going to go through this. Yeah, it's easy. Darn tootin'. So once again, the way that we play this game is that we look at the case, we look at the information, and we encourage everyone in chat to pass forth a judgment of prison, jail, or probation, as well as a length of sentence. And with that said, let's hop into the next case. Oh, we got a fun one here, everybody. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of robbery and murder. Robbery and or murder. Not certain about that one. Maybe.
No, not robbery and or murder. It's robbery. They robbed them and then they also killed them.
All right. Never know with those backslashes.
Yeah, he committed a robbery and or a murder.
We're not really sure. He had his wallet and he was still kind of blinking a little. Okay. So the house rules on this is that it's going to ask us if we want to do a death penalty, and we always say no. And most likely we usually do prison, although exceptions have been known. With that said, let's take a look at the details of this crime. And we're going to look at the demographics. Oh, Indy says, anyway, Eep, I have time. I have school. It's currently past midnight for you, Indy. You take care. You have yourself good sleep. Yeah. I say have good sleep. June says go to bed.
Have good sleep.
Bailiff Kate, any parting words for Indy who has to have school in the morning?
Have a good night's sleep.
There you go. Take care, Indy. And we're going to look at the details of this murder/robbery case. And the offender is a 28-year-old Native American male. The victim was a 28-year-old Native American woman. Oh, I'm getting bad vibes on this one already.
Oh no, it's siblings, aren't it? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh no.
Let's look at the offender-victim relationship. Yep, the victim was the offender's sister.
No.
Twin sister, or just born really close together? Because they're the same age.
Right, and
twins.
And I mean, unless one was January and one was what's the gestation buffer period? It's got to be 10 plus, right?
It has to be.
I once upon a time I heard that someone I knew once upon a time actually had a separation of two younger and older, but within the same year. Anyway, let's look at the weapon used in physical injury. 28-year-old was shot through the head. Oof.
Oh, gosh.
And the property damage or loss was $970. The excuse given for this crime, he said he was upset at his child's death.
So he killed his sister? I don't know about that.
I gotta admit, that's odd. I gotta admit, that's very odd. Bailiff Kate, any thoughts on that weird turn of events?
I don't know. Did his sister cause his child's death?
That'd be a good thing to look into for the upbringing and Maybe the way that the court case is handled. Who knows? Let's look at the offender's criminal record. We're going to look at, and I think, well, first of all, when it comes to murder, we always look at all the details. So that'll include juvenile, and that might reveal a bit more about the siblings' upbringing. But let's look at the adult prior crime types. And the crime type information is unavailable, and that's always a red flag for the game crashing, but it's not a given. Let's look at the prior arrests and convictions. 1 recorded prior arrest, no recorded prior convictions. The fugitive status on the day of the crime is that the offender is clean. So not a lot's
Hygienic.
going on. I don't think it's hygienic in this case. I think he's got red hands because we caught him. Let's look at the adult prior. Fugitive status on the day of the crime. Offender's reputation. The offender is active in politics. All right. And the juvenile court blotter from this individual's youth. The offender's juvenile offenses include smashing an arcade machine.
So some violent tendencies underlying. There's not great.
But it's still a big jump from that to murder.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Now, maybe it's because I was around in 1984, as I am a very old cat. I can assure you that smashing an arcade machine was a crime that was actually worthy of the death penalty. That's a prison-worthy crime right there, smashing an arcade machine in 1984.
How could you?
Yeah, I know. So, but then again, that was juvenile. Juvenile offenses include smashing an arcade machine. He's 28 years old in 1984. That means it was a 1975 or older arcade machine, and the only ones back then were pretty crappy. I speak from experience. Let's look at the pre-sentence report. We're going to go into personal details. This 28-year-old is divorced, stays as sober as a judge, and is a law school applicant. That's odd.
I mean, it did say that he was active in politics, so there's a connection there, I guess.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Let's look at the employment history, and the offender has no job skills.
He sucks.
He's good at smashing arcade machines. Just saying that if there was a job out there for whack-a-mole, that guy would be a natural.
He's good at smashing arcade machines, robbing people, and killing them. I guess he should join the mob.
Where he can literally whack a mole.
Yeah!
I'm here all week. Ham on rye. Let's look at the courtroom prosecution details. A probation officer recommends probation. What? What? A probation officer recommends. Oh, he only killed his sister. I mean,
He only robbed her and murdered her.
for $970. You know, kids will be kids.
Give me my check.
Give me my check. CZ in chat says, Hulk smash if you destroy my bubble bobble arcade machine. Oh, I'm with you on that one, CZ. How else are you going to get those extend bubbles? I know where you're at. Newspapers call for action because that's the literal definition of newspapers doing things. We're going to look into the offender's upbringing. This is probably the one that ties the case together. The offender had divorced parents and is from Midwest.
Tells us nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing about the sister.
I mean, that could be anything. They could have both been raised by a single parent. They could have been split in the custody. Who knows? As Kate said, it tells us nothing.
But to have enough vitriol towards your own sister, who you were either twins or born within the same year, I don't know.
And also, we don't know that was why he killed his sister. He only claimed that he killed his sister because he was upset at his child's death. It's a very likely story, but I mean, I don't know. It's his excuse. So,
What's the word for lying on the stand? That's also a crime.
that'd be perjury.
Yeah, maybe he's being perjurous right now. We just don't know.
I love the word perjurous. Let's look at his mental history. The offender is neurotic. He is a compulsive hand washer.
Oh my god, this is Lady Macbeth. I'm sorry. You said we caught him red-handed earlier, and I was gonna be like, damn, Spot, it won't wash out.
There you go.
I'm not wrong.
No, and that's the thing, is you're definitely not wrong. In fact, we now have profiling in the case for Lady Macbeth. All right, let's review the known facts. Once again, for everyone in chat, we are reviewing the known facts, and if you wanted to throw in your sentence and length of sentence, by all means, join us. In the case of robbery and or murder. Just doing that to trigger you guys now. Property damage or loss was $970. The victim was the offender's sister. The victim was shot through the head. The offender is a 28-year-old male. The victim was a 28-year-old woman. The offender said he was upset at his child's death. The offender is clean. The offender is active in politics. Specific crime type of information is unavailable, but the offender has one recorded prior arrest and one recorded prior conviction as an adult. The offender's juvenile offenses, however, include smashing an arcade machine. The probation officer recommends probation. Yeah, I don't even.
Nope.
Newspapers call for action. The offender had divorced parents and is from Midwest. The offender is neurotic. He's a compulsive hand washer. The offender is divorced, stays as sober as a judge, is a law school applicant, and the offender has no job skills. Well. I'm going to leave it to both of you. We're going to choose the death penalty, no. And which of you two would like to actually hop in on this one?
And I go,
I think June wants to.
I do, you're right. So, keeping everything in mind, baseline robbery, murder, I'm going to put 20 years prison. And reviewing the other things that are going on, it was his sister. He has had one prior arrest but no prior convictions. The total amount that he was able to rob was like, what, 900 something?
Mhm.
But he was in possession of a gun and shot her. I don't know if he owned the gun, if he found the gun, if he borrowed a gun. That doesn't matter. I don't think his mental history really adds up to anything involving this case specifically, besides the fact that he is Lady Macbeth. I don't know. I'm inclined to add slightly more time than 20 years because it's quite a lot that's going on between the robbery and the murder. And again, we don't know if he's being totally truthful about he was upset at his child's death and like implicating that his sister had something to do with it in turn as to why he murdered her. Like it doesn't seem right. Screw the probation officer, it doesn't matter. I guess my bid for right now is 20, but I'm willing to go up more.
All right. I'll throw in my 2 cents right now, and I think that 20 is actually a good sentence. It's a horrible crime. I would say minimum 15 right there for just murder. You add in the robbery, that's another 5, so that brings it to 20. But the guy's generally clean otherwise. Stays as sober as a judge. He has just one arrest with one conviction, which, I mean, you'd want it to be spotless, but you can't be. I don't know. I'm willing to side with the probation officer on this one and say 20 years of prison. All right, Bailiff Kate, what are your thoughts?
I'm feeling a little liberal tonight, I guess. I would have said maybe closer to 15 years. But I'll go with the majority.
I'm actually partial to the 15 myself. 20 is a good average, and June would like to go higher. I would like to go lower. So I feel that, I mean, 20 is a good compromise for the two of us. Kate wants to go to 15, though.
I mean, everything else in consideration, there really isn't a whole lot else going on. There's no drug abuse. There's no, like, multiple arrests and convictions. There's nothing else, like, he's not a ringleader of any kind. So, I mean, I guess I'm willing to go down a little bit, but I wouldn't want to go down, like, all the way down to 15.
Okay. Kate, would you be willing to settle on, say, 17.5?
Sure.
Okay, I think we can do that. It'll be 17.6 because, you know, calendar. Over in chat, CZ and Minimi 96 both say prison, while Minimi 96 is a little hesitant to pass a length of time. CZ says 10 years. We're not going that low, but we are definitely accommodating more to the lower end. And with that said, is everyone ready to see how good or bad we scored?
Let's do it.
Once again, I admire your enthusiasm. Let's take a look.
Yo!
Everybody, we got us a Symmetrical Duck Award.
Let's go!
Hello, folks. You know I've been picking and trying to pick up banjos for 40 years or more.
Let that
I used
music
to just play
play.
the imitations, but now I'm going to give you a little of the variations of Casey Jones.
Shuba, shuba, shuba. Everyone in chat, spam your ducks. Those are some weird looking swans there, June Calmori.
Wait, don't even start with the swan nonsense again. I swear to God. Don't even.
We got us a Symmetrical Duck Award. How are you guys feeling about that?
Let's go.
Excellent. I'm so glad we got one of them. So, fantastic. Great job, everyone. We were only off by 3 months, and I think that's going to earn us quite a few points on the scoreboard.
Yay, our IQ will go from like 11 to like 50.
Hooray! Let's take a look. And let's revel in the sheer number of gavels and horrible chiptune that we get as a result.
Whoa!
Yay, my ears are bleeding. We did great.
We don't have to study medicine anymore.
Yay!
Yay! Judicial IQ 102. Wow, we broke
Kate, you
3
said it
digits.
as if we were taking his words as advice and like following through with them. I was never about to study medicine for this guy. Nah.
I don't know. His skin's looking a little green. I think he might need the medicine.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Maybe he's trying to tell us something.
He's just jealous at how awesome we are at judging.
Ah, that's
He's
it.
green with envy.
Oh, slow clap. Well done,
Right.
Bailiff Kate. Slow clap.
You're right.
All right, everybody. It's time for the next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. And we're going to be looking at the crime of unlawful business practice. Oh,
No, these ones make me pissed off. Oh no.
unlawful business practice. Got to make sure that I spell it with the C and not the S. All right. If you're ready, let's take a look at the details of this crime. And we're going to be looking at the demographics. The offender is a 54-year-old black Protestant male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship. The offender didn't think anyone would be hurt by unlawful business practice.
I'm already so angry. I'm irate.
You know, I've seen so many of these cases. This is one where it could be very bad, but I also have seen it as not as bad. So
I'm still already angry.
all
I
right.
didn't think anybody would get hurt.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's take a look at the... actually, what do you want? Since we're all going to be holding in our bile, do you want to use excuse given for the crime? Do you want weapon used, or do you want property damage or loss?
Weapon used.
Bailiff Kate?
Property damage or loss.
All right. I'm mixing it up. So we're going property damage or loss first. $88,000.
That's a good
Woo!
change.
That's not bad. It's not bad. Let's look at the excuse given for this crime. I'm holding off what happened. That'll be our...
God!
The excuse given for this crime of unlawful business practice in the tune of $88,000. The offender pleads innocence.
Great.
And now, the weapon used physical injury. Unsafe tampons were marketed prematurely, resulting in deaths, plural, from toxic shock syndrome.
Not again! Oh!
But hey, the offender didn't do it. So
No,
says the offender.
He never.
54-year-old man pleading innocence. For death.
Are we sure we don't want to do the death penalty?
Are you sure? Come on!
Here's the thing, because it's not murder, this actually does not give us that chance. In those cases, in the past, I personally have been issuing 99-year prison sentences.
I'm gonna climb through this screen. I'm gonna beat the hell out of this judge. I am so done. I'm so tired of it. He hasn't even said how much he wants to do, and I already know it's gonna be bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's look at the offender's criminal record. He was 57 years old. Adult prior crime types include offenses against wildlife.
Huh? What is he doing? Sir?
Beating up swans?
Ooh. No one beats up swans in my courtroom. Those
Fishing without a license.
are prior arrests and convictions, including an offense against wildlife at one point. 12 recorded prior arrests, 6 recorded prior convictions.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I don't know why I'm here. Who are you people?
Yeah, now I'm starting to get really angry. The fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he's on pretrial release because his days are numbered by the crimes that are just taking place one after the other.
By me, bitch. They're numbered by me.
Maybe 96 it says animal abuse ? Exclamation mark. We're gonna look at the offender's reputation. What's that, Bailiff Kate?
I think this game is going to turn June into a vigilante.
Shit's about to get real ugly real fast. I'm sorry.
Indeed. Something about the judge on the screen. If you take a look at this green judge, you notice how he's green face, he's got green robes, he's got green fingers, but his neck is pink. Look at that. That's odd.
That's what's gonna happen when I detach it from his body.
Yeah, his neck's just floating on his body. He has no neck.
Yep. He's like a Five Nights at Freddy character where his gavel arm goes up and down, and that's the only animatronic he has.
Oh my god.
99 years prison.
It explains so much why he's so out of touch with reality.
Well, speaking of out of touch with reality, we're going to look at the offender's reputation. Oh, they're a regular churchgoer.
He don't even know what a tampon is. He's like, I don't understand why all these women are dying from this so-called toxic shock syndrome.
Damn. Babies, they don't come from women's... Oh yeah, anger.
Yeah.
Flames. Flames on the side of the face.
Flames on the side of my face!
All right. Typically, we don't go into juvenile court blotter for cases that aren't involving murder, but this resulted in deaths. I want to take a look at the juvenile court blotter. Even though this guy's 57 years old, he has no juvenile court record.
He existed before there was juvenile court established. Only reason.
The pre-sentence report. And we're going to look at the courtroom. Actually, no, his personal details. My bad. The offender is unmarried, he doesn't drink, and he is a criminal justice major. Suppose you spend that much time in the system, you have no choice.
God damn.
The employment history. He's a white-collar worker, unlike a pink-collar worker that you have on screen. The courtroom prosecution details. The probation officer recommends leniency.
I need the probation officer to get out of the courtroom and shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of this one probation officer. He needs to get out of here.
You know what else is going to make you angry? Priests speak out on the defendant's behalf.
I'm going to fight every priest. Every single last priest is going to catch these hands.
Man. It's easy over in chat says this pink unitard goes under the gown. Yeah.
He needs to dress in that many layers. Oh, it's to cover up the mechanisms. I got it. Never mind.
There you
We're
go.
good.
Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh, God.
We're going to look at the offender's upbringing and mental history. Once again, we're treating this like it's a murder case now. The offender's upbringing. The offender had a gay sister and was born in Vietnam. I can't even.
He has a sister and he still doesn't understand toxic shock syndrome. He has a fucking sister! I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
He had a gay sister. Does that mean he does not anymore?
That's right, past
The robbery
tense.
murder. The robbery murder.
Oh,
Kill the gay sister.
well, that turned... I didn't think this case could turn darker, but here we are. We're going to look at his mental history. This invulnerable 12 arrest, 6 conviction, 57-year-old man is excessively introverted.
Wait, what did...
Well, so am
Okay.
I, but I don't go around killing people.
He's so introverted to the point where he has no idea what a woman is. He's like, I don't understand what's happening because he's so out of touch with reality.
I mean, yeah, I got a gay sister, but she likes girls, and so do I, so she's kind of like a guy herself, right?
Stop!
This guy, I tell you. All right, we're done. We're going to look at
I
the...
am done. You're right.
Bailiff June is done.
She was done before we started.
I know, right? It's
I came here already
it's
done.
unlawful business practice, and right there, the shackles are off.
Yeah.
We're going to review the known facts, but over in chat, Indy says, "Escaping the Void." Sorry for the Melanie Martinez reference.
Andy, you're supposed to be in bed already. What you doing?
That's right. And Mini Me says, "What is going on here?" And boy, are we on that boat as well.
Anger.
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 Flames. Side of the face.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's review the known facts. Once again, as we review the known facts for everyone in chat, if you wanted to toss in what your judgment and length of the sentence would be. In the crime of unlawful business practice, the property damage or loss was $88,000. The offender didn't think anyone would be hurt. Hold it in, hold it in. Unsafe tampons were marketed prematurely, resulting in deaths, plural, from toxic shock syndrome. The offender is a 54-year-old man. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he didn't do it. The offender is on pre-trial release. The offender is a regular churchgoer. Prior crimes include offenses against wildlife. The offender has no juvenile court record from his long-distant youth, but as an adult, he has 12 recorded prior arrests and 6 recorded prior convictions. The probation officer recommends leniency. Priests speak out on the defendant's behalf.
Oh, my God.
The offender had a gay sister and was born in Vietnam. The offender is excessively introverted. The offender is unmarried, doesn't drink, and is a criminal justice major. The offender is a white-collar worker. Greed. Good to see you in chat. You just got here. And you say 100 years. We cannot issue a death penalty sentence of yes or no. However, in cases of murder, I have been known to issue 99-year prison sentences. With that said, I'm actually going to judge this one first, and you guys can pitch in because I seem to be the lone guy in the room, and I feel like I'm unwarranted, and I'm definitely going to defer to the both of you. That said,
Good.
prison, and I'm going 30 years, and after that, I leave it to the both of you. Who wants to go first?
I'll let Kate go first because then I can let my rage build.
Is 30 years enough?
According to the probation officer?
No!
I might go with 40 or 45.
I'm choosing the higher number automatically. Any
All
further
right, go
reasoning
for
you
it,
would like to
June.
go for that, Kate? Oh, you're done. Bailiff June, what's your thoughts?
45 does not instill enough rage. Let's go over the facts. This dude has been in the system. 12 recorded prior arrests, 6 reported prior convictions, some of them including offenses to wildlife, which I don't need to know any more details about. The total monetary loss was $88,000, and it was recorded that there were multiple deaths. He is pleading his innocence, even though he has his record behind him. He didn't think anyone would get hurt, even though he is the one manufacturing tampons and should be fully aware of what risks come with that, and yet complete and total negligence. The fact that he has the clergy behind him trying to make it a lesser sentence aggravates me to a T. I'm so sick of this dude. If it were me, and knowing that this man is 54 years old, I would put him in prison for 50 years. He can live out the rest of his days there. He killed multiple people in the process of his negligence and still refuses to own up to it. I am pissed off.
All right. I'm going to take a look at over at chat here. Once again, greed, 100 years. And you know what? I'm behind that. Indy says, sleep schedule's ruined, but hello over to greed. Mini-Me says, jail, I don't care anymore. And you know what? No, just kidding, prison. I agree. Here's my thoughts. I said 30, and that was just a baseline. If you murder someone, i.e. your sister, you're getting 15 years. If you murder a cop, you're getting 25 years. If you murder a president in an assassination, you're getting 30 or 35 years. But here, not just one infant, like uncaused, unsafe death happened, which would be 15 years, but multiple. So right there's 30. It could be multiple, maybe 45, maybe 60. I'm willing to go up to 60, but I'm cool with 50. I think 50 is absolutely justified. I do want to state, however, and I'm playing the devil's advocate on this one, we are charging this individual with unlawful business practice. Unlawful business practice. So this green judge, this animatronic, he's going to be looking at that. And in his eyes, it's only going to be $88,000. In his eyes, it's going to be jail for about 3 years. So we're passing this 50-year prison sentence, and we're doing it, and we're going to get some bad numbers on our end, but we're doing it, and we're going to feel good about it ourselves, even as much as we hate all this.
I don't care what the has to say. I do not care.
Bailiff Kate, your thoughts on that?
Let's do it.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. Indy, I'm going back to my Poppy Playtime brain rot. Oh man, do we envy you. Have yourself a good night. This time, go get some sleep. And for the rest of us, let's take a look at what our sentence scored out as. Jail, 18 months, 20 days.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, year and a half jail. So I'm glad I warned you so that you didn't blow all your gaskets. You can kind of keep those contained. I think.
No, because I knew it was gonna be like some real BS hours. So I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what this guy has to say.
I fully agree. We're the worst judges in the world, and yet we're going to sleep well tonight. And this guy going to prison, he's not going to sleep well tonight. Let's take a look at our score.
I'm going to sleep like a baby. I think I'm the greatest judge in the world.
There we go. Confidence and humility. Bailiff June Kamori. We got one gavel. Perhaps we should settle medicine. That was one. Should have went with the joke decision. Oh, yeah.
No, Mini-Me, we are on the path of righteousness. We're beating up priests left and right.
With righteous fists. Let's take a look at our next case. Are you guys good for we're coming into the top of the hour, but we're going to go strong. Are you guys, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right.
Yeah, ready for another one.
Excellent. Let's take a look at the next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. And we're going to look at the crime of non-support of dependents.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
You guys talk amongst yourselves while I type this out horribly and hit backspace a lot.
Somebody not paying their kid support.
There we go.
June, how are you doing for rage?
I feel justified in the decision that we have made, therefore I'm okay.
Well, time to amp up that rage meter because we got a crime.
The rage is gonna build immediately.
Let's take a look at the details of this crime, and we're going to look at the demographics. The offender is a 55-year-old Oriental woman. The victims were the offender's family. The offender-victim relationship defined by the crime. The weapon used physical injury is none, but the property damage or loss was $95. That's incredibly low considering the previous cases we've had tonight.
Yeah.
The excuse, you know what? The property damage or loss was $95, but I can feel my heart rate lowering, just lowering, going from 180 over 90 to 95 over 90. I feel better.
Yeah.
The excuse given for this crime of non-support of dependents. She said she needed money to support a drug habit. Well, yeah, there's not a lot of...
Great.
Yeah, it's not great, and there's not a lot to go on, and we're not enraged like we have been, so let's continue onward.
The details are going to make it worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just know that this woman is not going to be the most upright citizen. The offender criminal record, her adult prior crime types include gambling. The prior arrests and convictions, she has had 4 prior recorded arrests, 2 prior recorded convictions. Yeah, Greed says, and I agree. The fugitive status on the day of the crime, the offender is AWOL, absent without leave. And do either of you care to see the offender's reputation?
Yes.
All right. The offender is a political extremist.
That's not great.
No, it's not. Let's take a look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to find out the personal details of this, I think, 54-year-old woman. She is recently divorced. She's an alcoholic, and she has a high school equivalence diploma. Her employment history is that she's a white-collar worker. The courtroom prosecution details are that the defendant squealed on her accomplices. So not only did she own up, but she also made a plea bargain.
You have accomplices in
non-supportive dependence? Huh?
I agree with Greed. The prosecutor calls for a strong sentence at a press conference. Do either of you care to see the offender's upbringing or mental history?
I'm curious about mental history, considering the fact that she has stated she needed money for a drug habit and is known as an alcoholic. And because this affects her dependence, I think it's important.
Mini-Me 96 says, I'm lost. Well,
Trust me, we all are.
Yeah. Bailiff Kate, you care to see offender's upbringing? We're going to see mental history.
No, let's just do mental history.
Fair enough. The offender is a manic depressive and a born comedian. Yuck, yuck, yuck,
Good
yuck,
for
yuck.
her.
We'll see how many paragraphs she has in her sentence.
Oh, God.
Some of us aren't born comedians and have to suffer. And with that said, let's stick... Just saying. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at the known facts.
Most manic depressives do not have the born comedian subtype.
Oh, man. You know, it's not a surprising case, but that last entry really kind of, at least, you know, put a spin on it.
Man?
In the case of non-support of dependents, property damage or loss was $95. The offender-victim relationship was defined by the crime, and there was no personal injury. The offender is a 55-year-old woman. The victims were the offender's family. The offender said she needed money to support a drug habit. She's AWOL. The offender is a political extremist. Her prior crimes include gambling. She's had 4 recorded prior arrests and 2 recorded prior convictions. The defendant squealed on her accomplices. Inexplicably, the prosecutor called for a strong sentence at a press conference because it warranted a press conference, that $95 fault on
Child support bill.
The offender is a manic depressive and a born comedian. Dun, 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 dun. The offender is recently divorced. Man, that's kind of sad. The offender is an alcoholic, has a high school equivalence diploma, and is a white-collar worker. I want to call the offender Pagliacci now. Anyway, what we're going to reach a decision. Once again, if anyone's in chat and you want to toss in what your thoughts are on a verdict and sentence length, please, by all means, do so. I'm going to go to bailiff. I don't know. Bailiff, flip a coin on this. Do either of you want to go first?
I'll flip a coin. Hold on. Kate, you get to call it.
You could have just had Kate go first.
Kate, call it.
Tails.
It's heads. I get to go first, I guess.
Yeah, democracy.
So I feel like we've had a similar case to this, and I've spoken about my perspective when it comes to probation versus jail time in the situation of paying for dependents. $95 is not nearly as much as the last case I think we did, but $95 is still $95. That can buy groceries. So the idea of putting this person who is earning money and is needing to pay off this money into jail so that they are no longer able to pay, and then for that family to continue to not have enough money in order to support the dependents is not great. And as much as I would agree that jail time is more suitable for the case at hand, knowing the facts that we know, because of wanting the best for the dependents and the family members, it makes more sense for them to simply be on probation and be able to get that money via a court order or what have you, than for that person to serve the time that they should. But, you know, making sure that that family is supported financially is more important in my mind than making an example of putting them into jail. So I would most likely say probation, and knowing the amount, but knowing the situation that this woman has been in with her prior arrests and convictions, as well as, you know, being an alcoholic, I would much rather she be on probation and get the help that she needs via, you know, like a drug detox program, like through probation. I would say for what, 4 years, 5 years?
I'm going to put a bit at 5 years, but it's flexible. Bailiff Kate, what are your thoughts?
I just wonder if she's gonna get the help that she needs being on probation. I suspect the drugs are a way of self-medicating for the bipolar, and I think she might benefit with some actual time in an institution.
That's some actual like that's introspective is what that is. Very well done. What would you throw in as a bid?
I don't know if 6 to 8 months is long enough to get help. But that'd be my guess.
So you'd say jail for roughly 6 to 8 months?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'll put a low bid of 6 on that one for June's high bid of 5 years probation. It's only $95. Crime is non-supported dependence, only $95. I would go, I don't know, something like like 2 months of jail, if that, like maybe a month of jail or 7 years of probation. But I really like the way Kate's thinking. I think that this person was divorced, meaning that there is another partner who is able to support the dependents, however that might be. I think that incarceration and getting the help that this woman needs might actually be the best position. So I'd actually willing to go for the 6 months of jail, with the anticipation that 2 months would be the actual sentence, but then the other 4 months would be rehabilitation, hardcore rehabilitation. I'm willing to go 6 months of jail. How do both of you think about feel about that?
I think that's a fair assessment, because I do want her to be able to, get the help that she needs for the manic depressive episodes, as well as the alcoholic side of that. It's whether or not they would actually put her through that and have enough time, but that's beside that is not our job in this position.
Plus it's a case from 1984. Who knows what they did way back then.
Yeah.
Bailiff Kate, are you cool with 6 months of jail, which was your opening bid?
I am.
All right. With that said, let's take a look at how he scored. 4 years of probation, 8 months. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm still cool with 6 months jail. I think that, yeah, June, you were probably closest on that one, eh?
Dang.
Yeah. All right.
It happens.
It happens. It happens. Let's take a look at how we scored. Well, we got 4 gowls out of it, so that's not too bad. And our judicial IQ remains at 72.
You might be ready to handle traffic court. Get out of here. Sometimes it feels like we're fucking in traffic court.
Indeed. Are you guys, it's now the top of the hour, are you guys cool for another batch of cases?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was committal.
You like the way yeah!
I could hear the tildes. All right. Now it's time for our next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of second drunk driving. Are we cool with this one?
I don't know if I am.
All right. We're going to reach a decision. And 99 years of prison. Oh, no. We don't care.
Start counting it.
The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of tax evasion. Let me just type in here, crime, tax evasion. And this could go either way. This could be like $50 or, 1.4 million. We never know.
Here's to hoping.
What kind of judge are you to say here's to hoping? What kind of impartial lawgiver are you?
What? Me? Impartial? It's like we've never spoken.
Now, when you look at the poster child for impartiality, that'd be me, Tethercat. Let's look at the details of this crime. In the crime of tax evasion, the demographics are that the offender is a 41-year-old Caucasian woman. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship, bailiff June.
Society is the victim! Let's go!
I feel like we should have like streamers and confetti.
Yes!
The weapon used physical injury is none. However, the property damage or loss, this is what'll make or break the case. $75.
Man.
Okay.
I
got excited over nothing.
Kate's disappointment is palpable. The excuse given for this crime. The offender said she needed that $75 for a friend's sex change operation.
I think all you get is makeup. Like, what? How that medical? No. That ain't doing nothing. That's pennies.
That's the registration fee for the operation is what that is.
That's just the registration fee.
All right.
That's the scrubs and the alcohol,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah. Use of the wheelchair. All right. Here's the offender victim. Oh, yeah, we've done that. Here's the offender's criminal record.
The wheelchair.
The adult prior crime types include stolen property, receiving stolen property.
Receiving, not stealing, receiving stolen property.
Yeah, and that's a crime. Greed in chat says $75 would probably cost more than that to pay someone to catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
You know the government loves wasting its own money.
True that.
Am I getting too political? You can tell me.
Nah, you're not getting too political. This is a courtroom. We allow all types in here.
It's supposed to be political.
All right, we're going to look at this woman's prior arrests and convictions, and those will be 4 recorded prior arrests, 4 recorded prior convictions.
That's not good.
No. The fugitive status on the day of the crime is that she has no holds. Quote unquote holds.
What does that mean?
It means that this
The hell's that supposed to mean?
means the green animatronic doesn't know what holds is and is quoting it like Austin Powers would.
Yay!
Actually, I'm curious. I actually either don't know or have forgotten the definition.
This is absolutely on the path
holds.
of righteousness, don't you know?
A legal hold, also known as a litigation hold, is a process in which an organization preserves potentially relevant evidence and electronically stored information when it anticipates legal action. So,
but she doesn't have any of that.
right. So they were they anticipating evidence and action on this woman? No, they were not. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Good to know. The offender's reputation. Do we need to see that? For this tax evader?
She has 4 recorded prior arrests and convictions. She has to have some sort of reputation.
Fair enough. Let's take a look. She's a racist.
Oh, no! Come on! I gotta stand up and walk away from that one. Oh, no.
All right. I don't think we need to look at the juvenile court plotter. So let's take a look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to... we have Bailiff Andy in the chat. In the game. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to YouTube, Bailiff Andy.
Yo, is my sound on?
Your sound is on, and you sound fantastic. I'm
working through the phone.
Yep, and that's good. You're in good company. I'm continuing on with the case, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Where are you even?
Cool.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm a weird-looking dinosaur.
Yep, and I'll find you in a minute. I'm just doing what I'm doing here. So, we're looking at personal details. And this woman is unmarried, she smokes cigars, and she is a self-educated citizen. Her employment history is that she's a scientist.
But she's Do I need to bring up the last scientist that we had? At least the scientist lady we had wasn't racist. Oh, no.
The courtroom prosecution details. The jury recommends leniency on this case of tax evasion. 60 Minutes demands an interview on this case of tax evasion.
Maybe she is just as sexy as the last scientist. They're recommending leniency and they want an interview.
I will note that this went to jury.
Why did this go to $75 in probably what was accidental tax evasion?
Yep. Do we need to look at the offender's upbringing or mental history on this one?
No, I don't need to know anything more about this woman.
Well, then we're going to know as much as we already know as we review the known facts. Once again, if anyone is in chat, and by the way, Bailiff Yandy, thanks for joining us. You want to take a look, pass judgment, and give a sentence length of time, this is now the time that you can do so. In the crime of tax evasion, the property damage or loss was $75. Society is the victim.
Yes,
Now. The order in the courtroom. There was no personal injury in this crime of tax evasion. The offender is a 41-year-old woman. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said she needed that $75 for a friend's sex change operation. The offender has no holds. The offender has no holds. The offender is a racist. Prior crimes in her adult life include receiving stolen property, of which she has had 4 recorded prior arrests and 4 recorded prior convictions. The jury recommends leniency. 60 Minutes demands an interview. The offender is unmarried. She smokes cigars. She's a self-educated citizen, and she is a scientist. And with that said, we're going to reach a decision. Let's go Bailiff June.
Completely unrelated note. I believe they should make a biopic of this whole case, and the main actress should be Jennifer Coolidge, because I think that would be absolutely hilarious. I think that's the vibe we're getting here.
I love it.
It's $75. If anything, I'm more angry that she's a racist than the $75 of tax evasion.
Right?
But she has prior history. She may or may not have meant to evade taxes, like, on purpose because of knowing her previous record. I would say jail time. And if I had to pick an amount, it's $75. It's really not that much. Like, I don't know. Like 1.5 years?
1.5 years of jail.
What the hell is the judge gonna do with $75?
That's an excellent question. And to answer that, we have Bailiff Kate.
I was actually gonna go probation on this one because it does not seem like that big an amount. I was thinking, maybe 4 to 6 months probation.
All right, so we have 1.5 years of jail, and we've got 4 months, 6 months of probation. 6 months of probation. I honestly, it's a stupid case. I'm gearing towards that 6 months of probation. However, it is tax evasion, which is a crime, so I'm thinking a year of a year of jail. Which is a bit better. It's a halfway point between the both of you. So I'll even go 1.5 years of jail to side with Bailiff June. So yeah, I'm doing, that's 2 votes for 18 months of jail. Now let's open it up to the floor. Bailiff Andy, you just followed along. What are your thoughts on this case?
With what little background I have, I'm tending to aim towards like 3 months in jail and 1 year probation.
Now we can't split that difference, but 3 months in jail. Nah, but we can do 3 months of jail, or at least take that into consideration on this case. And
Like it's a pretty, and that's only because the priors.
Yeah.
And over in chat, we've got MiniMe96 who says, I hate this so much, jail.
This isn't even the worst one we've had. Just because she's racist. That's really the only reason why I'm mad at her. What does it mean? Okay, hold on. What does it mean by, like, being in possession of stolen property versus actively stealing other stuff? Like, what's the difference?
Like, I think it's like, say if your friend said to you, like, oh, can you hold this, like, can you watch my TV for me? And it turned out that they had stolen it. Or like if somebody else like actively takes it from the person or that owns it, they're stealing, but if they give it to you, then you're in possession of it.
I don't think a person should be charged for being in possession of it unless they are like they know that it's stolen, because then I feel like they're just a victim of the crime of stealing because they got implicated in it. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I feel like if they are able to prove like, hey, I didn't know it was stolen, then they would not. I think like part of that chart. Don't quote me on this. I'm not a lawyer at all.
But you are in this courtroom.
All right. I think like part of it has to be that they have to actually know that, like knowingly be in possession of it.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess the burden of proof would be like on the prosecuting side to prove that they knew that it was stolen.
Right. All right. With that said,
not a lawyer. Just watched a lot of Law and Order in my youth.
Nah, I trust you're a lawyer. All right. With that said, we're gonna pass judgment here. We're gonna go for the 1.5 years of jail. Yeah, just because we have a majority vote on the 18 months of jail. So with that said, let's dive in. Oh, we were close.
Pretty close.
We didn't get the symmetrical duck, but and even Grounded Coffee said watching but not able to participate via microphone here for the symmetrical duck. Well, we're glad to have you aboard. You're an honorary bailiff on this point. Okay, let's take a look at how we scored. Six gavels. That was painful chiptune. Let's hope we never get 6 gavels again.
We got a respectable score. Respectable.
All right. I actually cannot find the graphic I had for Bailiff Andy. So I'm tossing one into chat right now. There we go. That's as good as it gets. Until I find the replacement, we're going with that. With that said, we're now back into the game, or at least I'm back into the game. And yeah, it's time for the next case. Are my 3 bailiffs ready for the next case?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I think I'm ready to bow out.
All right.
I've done my judging and now I'm going to retire.
Sounds like a plan. Bailiff Kate, it's been wonderful having you aboard as always. You take care and have yourself a good night.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
Kate.
Bailiff Kate is always a fun addition to the game. And Bailiff Andy taking taking up the reins. By the way, Bailiff Andy, in the Discord chat, is the game viewable and is the audio good?
Game's viewable. Audio's fine, yeah.
All right. If we're good to go, then let's hop into the next case. Remember, it is time for the next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. Okay. And we're going straight to 5, hitting up prison, 99 years sentence. Oh no, we actually got, oh, I thought we were getting more than 1 gavel on that one.
I don't care.
Don't care.
We're not doing that.
Let's take a look at the next case. Nope.
Nope! God, come on!
Wow.
Yeah, we're getting a good string. Now it's time for our next case. Remember, it is not much more kind of information that is important as long as it's actually good. Hey, we got a good one.
Oh.
The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of operating a pyramid scheme. Now, while I'm typing this out, thanks, Creed. While I'm typing this out, Bailiff Andy, you've been in an absence. This is your first return back to the crime punishment game. I don't think you've actually met Bailiff June Kawamori. If the two of you would like to speak greetings to one another, I can type out what this case is.
Hi.
Hi.
Well,
Hi.
that was good.
Nice to meet you.
Oh. Thought there'd be more, but...
Grandpa, come on!
I'm gonna be honest, I'm like super tired right now. I have recently come back from 2 hours of being hit with sticks.
Ooh,
So
that's a lot.
That's
On a
the best
Sunday?
time to play.
On a Sunday.
You're in a fine
Also-
state.
it's also why I'm back on Discord. So
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
yeah.
And with that said, let's dive into this case. This case is the crime of operating a pyramid scheme. And we're going to look at the details of this crime.
Give him the chair.
Now, order in the court. Order in the court. You just hold on to that thought. We're going to look, and by the way, Bailiff June, last time we saw operating a pyramid scheme, we were laughing pretty hard, I recall.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because it was a very bad pyramid scheme. There was really no money made. They were just really bad at it.
Now, let's keep that in mind as we take a look at the demographics for this case. The offender is a 37-year-old black male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship. The offender had no knowledge of any of the victims in this pyramid scheme, not even the person directly under them in a pyramid scheme. Not a good pyramid scheme yet.
Put on his blindfold. He's like, I don't need to know.
The weapon used physical injury was none. The property damage or loss was $1,810.
I mean, you mean a little bit of money. $1,000.
Now-
Anything more than $1,000, you did it kind of successfully.
Now, are we playing this as though it's like 1982, or are we pretending like this is like nowadays money?
That's an excellent question. The game came out in 1984, so this is definitely a 1984 $1,810 kind of situation. How we judge it, however, is current modern day, true to our own feelings.
All right. Okay.
With that,
Yeah, pretty good chunk of change.
yeah, a good chunk of
Yeah.
change.
I'd definitely be upset with losing that.
Mm-hmm. And that's not, I mean, we actually don't know how many people were involved in this pyramid scheme. If it was one person, they lost $1,800. If it was 10 people, they each lost $180. So we don't know.
Mhm.
We do know that he didn't know any of them. Let's take a look at the excuse given for this crime. The offender said he had to have money for a gambling debt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the logical response to losing money due to gambling is to create a pyramid scheme. Got it.
Yeah, I have very little sympathy.
Agreed. Let's take a look at the offender's criminal record, and we're going to look at his adult prior crime types. Unavailable. His
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a red flag for the game crashing. Hasn't happened yet, but you know. Prior arrests and convictions are 3 recorded prior arrests and 0 recorded prior convictions.
Mm.
And the fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he has no rap sheet. The offender's reputation. Are either of you curious about this operation of a pyramid scheme reputation person?
Oh,
Of
heck yeah.
course, always. Who do you take?
Oh, heck yeah. The
A regular churchgoer. Throw the book at him. I mean, sorry, what?
How many things are we throwing at him?
all the things.
Everything?
All the things.
All the things.
All the things. All right, let's take a look at the pre-sentence report, and we're going to look at personal details. Actually, I want to go back one. I just want to check out again the demographics. This guy's 37 years old. The pre-sentence report is that this 37-year-old man's personal details: he's married, he sniffs glue, and he has a high school equivalence diploma.
It makes sense now. Oh, I lost money in a gambling debt. I guess I need to make a pyramid scheme. Let me go home and sniff some glue.
Actually, I think you got
read the Bible.
You got the order of operations wrong. Oh no, I lost money in a gambling debt. I better sniff some glue. Sniff. Wow, I should do a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
It's the only logical conclusion. Sniff. The employment history for this 37-year-old man is that he is a shop steward.
Okay.
That's like retail, just general retail work.
Typically, if you have a shop setting with people doing tool and die trades, someone's got to be in charge of that area for the tool and die, and that'd be the shop steward.
Okay, so not shop like a shop.
Yeah,
like
not a retail
store.
shop. Yeah, he's not a steward for a retail store. Although I don't even know what a retail steward would even be.
I just thought it was a fancy way of saying like.
Oh. So he works at a lingerie shop. He's the steward for a retail outlet. Perhaps he is, and I'm reading it wrong. Yeah. Sniff. And now the courtroom prosecution details. The defendant was held in contempt of court. Doing what? I don't know, but that happened.
Sniffing more glue and being weird.
The media blast stopped judges.
I'm not allowed to have my cashmere again? This sucks.
Are either of you curious in either the offender's upbringing or the offender's mental history for this operation of a pyramid scheme?
I'm so curious about mental history with the,
Yeah.
with the glue sniffer.
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah, I could hear most.
Before I dive into that, would you have been interested in mental history had the glue sniffing not come up?
Probably not,
Probably.
but
At least you're honest. Let's take a look at this offender's mental history. The offender is paranoid. He hears voices in his kitchen faucet.
I'm sorry, what?
I said the offender is paranoid. He hears voices in his kitchen faucet. Way to go, Grandma.
Maybe he needs to stop huffing glue and get his sink fixed. Like, what?
He lives near like a fracking like thing or something, maybe.
Oh my god.
That'd be great. They're doing street work outside and they're like, can you pass the wrench? Can you pass the... And he hears voices in his kitchen faucet. He's like,
Oh god.
They're coming to kill me.
with a wrench in the kitchen. This is the worst game of Clue I've ever played. All right, let's review the known facts on this case. And once again, for those of you in the chat, oh, Mini-Me96, good timing. We're going to review the known facts of operating a pyramid scheme. As the lab...
I gotta mute.
Bailiff June is definitely happy about this case. We're going to review the known facts, and this is your time to review the known facts with us and pass a judgment and a sentence length. In the crime of operating a pyramid scheme, you know what? I can, even though muted, I can still hear June laughing even though she's muted. The crime of operating a pyramid scheme, the property damage or loss... Property damage or loss was $1,810. The offender had no knowledge of the victim, singular, of this crime of operating a pyramid scheme. There was no personal injury. The offender is a 37-year-old man. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he had to have money for a gambling debt. The offender has no rap sheet. The offender is a regular churchgoer. Specific crime type information is unavailable. Recorded priors are 3 recorded prior arrests and 0 recorded prior convictions. The defendant was held in contempt of court. The media blasts off judges. The offender is paranoid. He hears voices in his kitchen faucet. Do you have something to share with the rest of us, Bailiff June?
No, continue, please.
The offender is married, sniffs glue, and has a high school equivalence diploma. The offender is a shop steward. I think we're going to pass this one over to Bailiff June. I think this is going to be the most rational and logical explanation that we could possibly hear.
Get me out of here.
Take it away, Bailiff June.
Jail. He's getting thrown in jail. The only reason I'm throwing him in jail is because of being in contempt of court. He was wiling on that glue. He just kept trying to tell them about the voices in the kitchen faucet. And they're like, yo, we need to just put him in an institution. I don't care about the almost $2,000 at this point. This man needs help. Oh my god.
So how long would you do for...
I don't know. Like 2 years? It's still a lot of money. Oh my god.
Excellent deduction there, Bailiff June. I don't know any of us who could possibly contend with that rationalization, and yet here's Bailiff Yandy. By all means, what are your thoughts on this case?
I am on board with 2 years in jail. Like, there's a lot going on there, and I don't.
That's an understatement.
I don't understand how somebody runs a pyramid scheme and not knows who his victim is.
Mm.
Like, does it mean they just don't know him by name? But I guess it's neither here nor there. But like, I can't wrap my head around that. And yeah, there's a lot going on, and like June said, definitely needs to be like contained in some way or another. If he's sniffing glue and hearing voices in his kitchen faucet,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly the church community's not doing anything to help him fight his demons.
They're like, yeah, let man sniff glue.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Are you comfortable?
This is
Yeah,
my
I'm on-
body broken
I'm on
for
board
you.
with I'm on board with 2 years in jail.
Excellent. We're looking over at the chat, and maybe 96 is completely yeah, jail. Yeah, you know what? That's cool too. I'm with you. I'm with the two of you. 2 years jail. That's fine. I really don't have anything to add to this case that neither of you have thrown in. Just aside from the comedic element, which I think June is more than taken care of. So I'm ready to see how this case goes. Oh, and Grounded Coffee says, I say rehab.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
We don't have
I
rehab.
hope
We have probation. We don't have rehab. But with that said, with 2 years of jail time, I think rehab is going to be definitely in there.
administered.
Yeah, yeah. Any further thoughts before we hit the button?
Let's go.
Let's go. 9 years of probation.
Okay.
Wow.
9 years of the probation officer walking into this dude's kitchen every month, just watching him huff his glue and talk to the voices in his sink.
I gotta say, 2 years of jail, I think that would be a very good way of rehabilitating this individual. This green animatronic judge said 9 years of probation. All I can say to that is, I hope it sticks.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope it sticks.
I'm putting you in bed, Grandpa. I'm so done.
Get it?
I get it, Green. All the rage that I built up from earlier with
he
the
sniffs
unlawful
glue.
business practice. It's all coming out again.
But I'm just.
And it sticks? Okay, anyway, let's take a look at the score. We got one gavel.
Yay!
Hey! Congratulations, everyone. Thanks for playing along. We got one gavel.
He wants us to study medicine to try and help this guy stop being addicted to huffing glue.
I love how that was the turning point of this case. Mini-Me 96,
We don't
I
have to
can't.
freaking find out mental history, and
No.
we just chose to, and it just it just gets so much worse.
All right. How we doing? Ready for another?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
That's fair enough. And we're going to look at the next case. Remember, and keep this in mind when we're looking at people who sniff glue. It is how much and what kind of information that is important.
How much of what kind of glue?
Everyone, we got a good one here. This is the crime of assassination.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Spicy.
We're being joined by another bailiff. Hello, sir.
I'm going to put Bailiff Cat back up.
Yay.
Honorary Bailiff Cat. So, Bailiff June has an assistant who's probably purring in her vicinity.
And licking my arm because he's gross.
Over in chat, Mini-Me 96 says, Puff Puff, give hi Veth. Hi Veth. All right.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, Vath. How you doing, Vath? Let's take a look at the details of the crime of assassination. Remember, we're not choosing the death penalty, but the prison sentence is going to be pretty hefty. And we're going to look at the demographics for assassination. The offender is a 37-year-old Hispanic Catholic male. The victim was a 52-year-old white Mormon woman. That's an odd combination. I'm curious how this one's going to play out.
Yeah. Did they just live in the same neighborhood or something?
Well, let's find out. The offender-victim relationship. They were
Neither
old
knew
enemies.
Wait, why is this
Ooh.
52-year-old woman having beef with a 37-year-old man?
Old enemies.
From what?
The Michael Jackson Beat It video where they were fighting over a chicken with a set of forks. It's the only reasonable explanation I can come up with.
Oh my
I must have
god.
missed that edit.
Maybe I was sniffing glue and just thought the whole thing off. Let's look at the property damage or loss. $400,000 in this crime of assassination.
Whoa.
And
I feel like maybe the assassination went horribly awry.
or horribly right.
Damage.
Dropped a piano, a $400,000 piano on her. On him, I should say. Let's look at the weapon used in physical injury. The victim died in a booby-trapped car.
That must have been some
Okay, there's where your property damage comes from.
explosives.
Wow. Once again, I'm hopping back over to the demographics. I just want to make sure. 37-year-old man assassinated a 52-year-old woman. And let's look at the excuse given for this crime. He said he wanted to impress a movie star.
So he assassinated somebody?
No, he
Hey,
assassinated
Mark
his old
David-
friend.
Mark David Chapman did the same thing.
John David Stutz.
Oh, wait.
God.
Was it Mark David Chapman?
It was
Or
Mark
was it the
David.
guy that-
Yeah, John David Stutz was the guy who killed Buckwheat on Saturday Night Live.
Who was the
Mark David Chapman, you're
okay?
correct.
Who was the guy that decided? Who was the guy that tried to assassinate someone because he was obsessed with Jodie Foster?
Ooh, Jodie
There
Foster.
was a guy.
Yeah,
it was either
yeah.
the guy that killed John Lennon or it was the guy that tried to kill Ronald Reagan.
Man.
Like somebody tried to assassinate somebody because of Jodie Foster.
And did it
And
involve...
she was super young at the time too, which like adds an extra layer of creepy to it.
And did it involve a booby trap car? I don't remember that in the Bare Naked Lady song.
Oh no, I think it just involved like a gun.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Because, if
Yeah.
it involved a booby trap car, that would put the Bare Naked Ladies on hold. Let's take a look.
I did, however, once read a Jackie Collins novel where somebody like gets assassinated by a booby trap car.
Granted Coffee asks, wait, Buckwheat was assassinated? Yes, he was. Would you like to see the video?
Oh god.
God.
All right, let's take a look at the offender's criminal record. This 37-year-old man. The adult prior crime types for this 37-year-old man include burglaries of all things.
Well,
Well, the prior arrests and convictions. Oh, this 37-year-old man has been in the system. 10 recorded prior arrests and 9 recorded prior convictions.
How the hell did he get away with this then?
Well, he kind of hasn't.
We're gonna
So
check
far.
fugitive status.
I believe we are. And the fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he's a bail jumper. How do you even get bail? Wow.
Bail for just one of the random burglaries that he did? I don't know.
And
He can't go on bail for one.
and the probation officer is staring at the fence just outside and turns his head away, and this bail jumper's like yoink over the fence.
Hey, get back here.
I'm a good probation officer. All right, let's, because this involves murder, we're going to look deep into the case. We will be checking out the juvenile court blotter, but let's look at the offender's reputation. He's a stoolie. Which, I know it just means a stool pigeon, just a squealer, but stoolie always reminds me of like 1920s New York. Like, oh, hey, I know the stoolie. The stoolie's over there. So that's what makes me think of.
Yeah. You want to talk about grandpa term?
Hey, now then, let's look at the adult prior crime tapes. Order in the court. Bail of any order in the court. Adult prior crime types, we've already taken a look at. Juvenile court blotter. And the offender's juvenile offenses from his youth include crashing the gate at a rock concert, presumably not jumping over it while he was on bail.
Not cool.
Awesome. I like them.
Let's take a look at this pre-sentence report. And we're going to look at his personal details. This 37-year-old man is engaged to be married. Well, congratulations. He doesn't use drugs, and he is an expellee from a boarding school.
He burglarized the boarding school too much.
Yeah, old enemies, eh?
Took all their shit.
His employment history is that he's a restaurant owner. Now, that's weird.
It's a front. It's a front.
What? You gotta be like mob affiliated or something then.
Yeah. That is definitely a good assumption. Granite Coffee says, okay, I did some Googling. I see the Saturday Night Live buckwheat thing now. Yes. People in the buckwheat Saturday Night Live skit were saying, wait, buckwheat was assassinated? At which point the media would say, yes, he was. Would you like to see a video? And then they would replay the video. And that was the running gag, was that everyone got to see the video of the assassination. Back to the case. The courtroom prosecution details are that the defendant gave up his Confederates. He had Confederates in this case of assassination. The ACLU says that a harsh sentence of assassination would be an outrage. ACLU.
I'm building a narrative in my head right now.
If it involves the ACLU sniffing glue, I'm with you.
Not exactly. Well, listen, they were listed as old enemies. Like, they did not like each other. He got expelled from boarding school.
Oh.
What if she was one of his boarding school teachers and he never liked her? He's like,
Or
one day,
even.
one day, your days are numbered, lady.
All right. Well, we got...
And all of his Confederates are the other boarding school kids that got kicked out.
That's a good narrative. Let's see if the...
Canon accepted.
What's that?
Canon accepted.
Canon accepted. Let's see if the other two remaining facts line up with that narrative. The offender's upbringing is that his parents were happily married and the offender was raised in the inner city. That screams boarding school to me.
Yeah.
And mental history, the offender is mildly anxious. He bites his fingernails until they bleed.
I don't know if that's mildly.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem very mild to me.
Yeah, that's not mild. Or maybe if that's mild in 1984, I'd hate to see what neurotic is. Let's
Cue the yellow wallpaper.
Indeed. We're going to review the known facts. Once again, this is the time when anyone in chat wants to toss in what they think the verdict would be, as well as a length of sentence. And with that said, the crime is assassination. Property damage or loss was $400,000. The offender and the victim were old enemies. The victim died in a booby-trapped car. The offender is a 37-year-old Hispanic Catholic male. The victim was a 52-year-old white Mormon woman. The offender said he wanted to impress a movie star. The offender is a bail jumper. The offender is a stoolie. Prior crimes include burglaries. The offender's juvenile offenses so many years ago included crashing the gate at a rock concert for the bare naked ladies. The adult recorded priors include 10 arrests and 9 convictions. The defendant gave up his Confederates. The ACLU says that a harsh sentence would be an outrage. The offender's parents were happily married, and the offender was raised in the inner city. The offender is mildly anxious. He bites his fingernails until they bleed. The offender is engaged to be married, doesn't use drugs, and is an expellee from a boarding school as well. The offender is a restaurant owner. Let's go to Bailiff Andy on this one. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts would be in the case of assassination, of which we are not choosing the death penalty. Bailiff Andy. Paging Bailiff Andy.
Oh, here. Did I mute myself?
You're good now.
No, I didn't mute myself.
You're good now.
Okay. I wish we knew more about the victim, honestly. Because they're calling this an assassination. They're not calling it murder. They're calling it assassination. So I'm assuming she's got some kind of political standing, which could, which could tie in with the whole former board school principal thing, because a lot of educators and that especially in administrations often go into politics as well. And I don't know, this guy's either a problem criminal, or he's a literal, honest to God, social justice warrior, non-derogatory. And that. But he also sold out as if that's the case, he has sold out his people and he sucks. So I don't know. Prison 20 years.
All right. We have an opening bid of prison for 20 years. Bailiff June Gilmore, what are your thoughts?
Considering his previous record in accordance to that, because it was quite numerous and it included burglaries, and the sheer amount of money that was also in property damage or loss, I push closer to 30. And again, I know we shouldn't benchmark off of previous cases, knowing this green judge and how things go. Presidential assassination was 32. So, knowing everything else, he doesn't exactly have a clean slate. He admitted guilt in saying that he wanted to impress a movie star, out of all things. And 32 was the milquetoast presidential assassination, where there really wasn't anything else going on. In my right mind, I would say 35, honestly.
All right. So we've got a bit of 20 years. We got a bit of 35 years. Even Grounded Coffee is throwing in his prison bid of 27 years, which is a very good halfway mark between the two. All right, if we're going to go benchmarks, let's just address the previous case. In that case of presidential assassination, it was 32 years, but the benchmark on that one was that it was 35 years, but that offender had a very good, spotless, squeaky clean record and also plea bargained and was reduced to 32. So with that said, and even though that does not play in here, this guy, they were old enemies. The difference between murder and assassination is premeditation, and this guy actively booby-trapped a $400,000 vehicle, or booby-trapped a $1,000 vehicle to $390,000 worth of property damage.
Yeah.
Either way, this individual, I would definitely throw at least 25 years on him. I think that murder is a good 20-year benchmark, 15 to 20 years for murder, but assassination is just that step above. I'd be willing to go 25 years. Now, we've got 20 years from Bailiff Andy. June, what was yours again? Yours was 30, I think? 35?
30 to 35. 30 as like bare minimum, and then 35 taking into account his previous history, the admittance of guilt under the guise of wanting to impress a movie star,
Right.
and the sheer amount of property damage.
Okay, with that said, I'm going to raise mine from 25 up to 27. Bailiff Andy, how would you adjust yours knowing the other sentences?
Story, I was eating a cracker.
Well, that there is a 99-year prison sentence from Bailiff Andy. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you. Please continue.
I could bump it up to at least 25 again. I would like to know more about this victim, but maybe like she could have been Hitler. Like,
they were old enemies.
And now she's dead.
He could be a hero with a very checkered past, but I'm willing to bump up to 25.
Okay. You know what? I'm willing to go down to 25. So that's the majority bid on that one.
I'm writing my 35 on a napkin for this one.
You definitely can, and you definitely should. Let's take a look at how we scored. We get an instant win.
Shit.
When the game crashes,
Yay!
that means we got the correct judgment. So I'm going to play while I reboot. Actually, we're at the top of the hour. So I'm going to give out the Symmetrical Duck Award, even if it's only honorary.
It's fine. It's ours. We did it.
There we go. We get a Symmetrical Duck Award. And I'm also going to reboot the game. And I'll leave it to the both of you whether or not we play one more case, keeping in mind that by the time the game loads up, the game will probably be at its time to end. So
I'm okay to do one more. I wouldn't be mad about doing one more.
how about you, Bailiff Andy? Are you good for one more? Grounded Coffee says, yay. Mini-Me says, we won, so it matters.
Yes, we did win. You're right, Mini-Me.
Yeah. So we got an honorary Symmetrical Duck Award. We'll take that. Grounded says, it's been a pleasure. I need to split. Thanks for the fun times, everyone. It's always good to have you on board, and thanks for watching the chat and participating along.
Have a good one, Grounded Coffee.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I think we'll do one last case, even if it throws us a little past the top of the hour. I think we'll do one last case.
It's fine.
I've been on mute again. I'm gonna duck out.
Oh wait, hey, Bailiff Andy's here. Big round of applause for Bailiff Andy who's joining us.
Yay!
I'm gonna actually like say goodnight now though, because I just realized it's like 10 here and I'm fading fast.
That's fine. It was great having you on board. And Bailiff Andy, yeah, we'll catch you on a later game as well. So you take care and you have yourself a good evening, okay?
You too. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
There she goes. There she goes.
Not again.
Bailiff Andy, here. Say, everyone, round of applause.
Still in here.
What do you mean you're still in here? I thought you were going.
I'm trying to exit.
No, stay. We're just about to do another case. You're just full of false hope at this point. There you go.
I can't get out.
Yay! I physically have no idea how to operate technology. I'm here for the long run. Bailiff Andy is going to be starring in the new Tron film, incidentally. Unable to escape from technology, she has to survive in a game of Commodore 64 Crime and Punishment. Coming 2025. Beware the robots. Honestly, it's good having you back. Mini-Me96, we love the scuff. Indeed we do. Court is now in session, everybody. Our rating will be affected by how much and what kind of information we choose. Nope, not that one. Oop. All right. Now it's time for our next case. Pardon me while I enable sound so that we can actually hear what's going on. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of illegal price fixing.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Throw the book at him. Oh, Mr. Weston.
For those non-Canadians in the chat, Weston is a grocery store food maker who has been known for fixing the price of bread in Canada. Recently, I might add, in the news. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of illegal price fixing. Let's take a look at the details of this crime, including the demographics. The offender is a 31-year-old white Protestant male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender's victims' relationships, as I screwed that up, the offender didn't think anyone would be hurt by illegal price fixing. The weapon used physical injury, none. That's odd. The property damage or loss, $78,000.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of bread. And the excuse given for this crime? Oh, he says he didn't do it.
I didn't do nothing.
31 years
Fair
old.
market value.
Yeah. I am so interested to see what his occupation is. All right. 70, what was it? 78,000? Yeah,
Yes.
78,000. His occupation is going to be juicy. Let's look at the offender's criminal record. We're going to look at his adult prior crime types. They include drunk driving, prior arrests and convictions, 10 recorded prior arrests, 9 recorded prior convictions.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, none of us like this guy. Let's look at his fugitive status. On the day of the crime, he dropped an Alcoholics Anonymous program.
Ooh, I don't
so
like
he
this
just-
guy.
So he just went on a bender and started repricing things, or I don't know.
Do you know who I am? I'm the cake boy.
Stop, he's got a pricing gun.
And he actually inexplicably knows how to use it, unlike most people with pricing guns. The offender's reputation, I'm curious to see this one. He's a racist.
Oh no!
That tracks.
Hey, Bailiff June, you said before that you didn't like this guy. What's your opinion of him now?
I don't like him.
Okay, just checking.
No.
Just wanted to
No,
see if
he
there's...
like full on sucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm willing to send this guy to prison right now, but let's take a look at the pre-sentence report, shall we?
Jail for life.
Let's look at his personal details. He's separated. He pops pills. He's a parochial school graduate. And now
I feel like I've met this guy. I feel like he lives in Midland.
And now everyone's favorite category, $78,000 in illegal price fixing. Let's take a look at his employment history. The game crashed.
No!
No, wait. I was hitting the wrong button. That's what it was. I hit the wrong button because I'm an idiot. The offender, by the way, I'm also very tired. The offender is a white collar worker. That's his occupation. His employment history is he's a white collar worker. So he did $78,000 of illegal price fixing as a white collar worker.
So he's an office dude.
Yeah.
Must be some real
Yeah.
important office, dude. $78,000?
Administration of some sort.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot more than some people's yearly salaries in white collar
Yeah.
work.
If he was in a planning and development department of something, he could probably get away with, rezoning some land for 78,000 something. I don't know.
Administration for some sort of IT
Mhm.
business, maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's offenders' upbringing and mental history. Are either of you curious about that?
I think you
Absolutely.
accidentally might have hit one of them because I saw one word that really popped out to me and I was about to go, huh? But I
All right,
don't know which one you hit.
then let's look at both. The offender's upbringing. The offender's father admired Hitler, and the offender was raised in suburbia.
I remember, yep,
Oh
that's
my
what I
God.
saw. I saw that word and I went, huh?
Well,
It's as racist as it gets.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I think they were understating when they said he was racist.
Yeah, the offender is racist. No, wait a minute. The offender is racist.
Like, racist!
Underlines,
racist.
Like,
big red mark.
capital R.
I don't think I
Highlighter.
can decide just how racist this
Neon
man
white.
is.
Big blinking arrows. Let's look at his mental history. I'm sure that he's an upright citizen. Oh, he's considered
I'm
dangerous.
pretty sure I know where
Oh
this guy was on January 6th.
Jeez. 1984. Okay. I can tell you this guy's favorite book is probably not 1984. Let's look at it's my comp. Let's look at the known facts. Hang on, right. Illegal price fixing. Man, oh man. This case is illegal price fixing, and yet it took such a weird turn there, didn't it?
I don't care about the price fixing
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
I want him out of society.
Time. That's like the least of his life.
I'm not concerned in the slightest. Just continue. Please continue.
All right. In the crime, I'm kind of glad this is our last case of the night. In the crime of illegal price fixing, property damage or loss was $78,000. The offender didn't think anyone would be hurt. There was no personal injury. So far, so good. The offender is a 31-year-old white Protestant male. I feel like that's actually relevant to the case. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he didn't do it. He's an innocent, clean, stand-up guy. There's nothing wrong with this guy at all. The offender dropped an Alcoholics Anonymous program. The offender is a racist. Prior crimes include drunk driving. He's had 10 recorded prior arrests and 9 recorded prior convictions. The offender's father admired Hitler. And the offender was raised in suburbia. The offender is considered dangerous.
This guy definitely voted for Trump.
In 1984,
Yeah,
he's
back in 1984, he's going, hell yeah.
The offender is separated. Pops Pills is a parochial school graduate. The offender is a white-collar worker, in this case of $78,000 illegal price fixing. And I fully agree with Greed, who's in chat, just giving a emoji.
Yep.
Let's reach a decision.
Got out. I'm glad his wife got out.
Yeah, Bailiff Andy, take her away.
10 years in prison.
All right, opening bid. What's your justification?
Because it's not that there's no, like, price fixing, everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. It hurts so many people.
But he said he didn't do it.
Well,
Miss me with that bullshit. I'm sorry.
the burden of proof is not on us to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to assume that, like, he's been convicted, right?
Yes, correct.
He's currently being convicted.
I don't believe him as far as I can throw him.
10
I
years
don't
of
believe him
prison.
as far as I can throw him.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, so 10 years of prison, you're cool with that?
yeah, like, 'cause there was physically there was no victims, but he when they say, like, the victim was society, yeah, absolutely, a lot of people. Who knows how many people got hurt?
Mm-hmm. All right, that sounds like a valid justification. Let's head over to you, Bailiff June Kalmori. What are your thoughts on this case?
I agree with the 10 years of it's bad. It's bad. Now normally when it comes to the whole racist aspect, it wouldn't sway the amount of time.
Hmm.
However, in this case, knowing he's what, 30-something white Protestant, is known as a racist, was raised by a racist who admired the #1 racist, and he's listed as dangerous. I'm going to put him away a little bit longer. I'm going to say 15 years. Because normally that doesn't play into it. But there was too much going on there.
This is clearly not a good member of society.
Yeah,
Clearly
no.
Not a good person.
Listen, if they don't put him away for 15 years, there's the potential for terrorism. I freaking know it.
Well, like I said, if he was now, like, if this was nowadays, like, he was definitely in Washington on January 6th.
Exactly.
All right, so my thoughts on this case is if we could actually see the tattoos on this guy's knuckles, they'd be symbols.
Yeah.
I think that 10 years is too late. I think 15 years is too late. I would definitely go 20 years. Now, that's not what this case is, and that's not what this judge is, but by God, that's what I want to give is 20 years prison.
Yeah.
So I'm going to settle for 15. My heart's in 20 and my heart's in 25. I think this guy definitely needs to be taken out of the system, but 15 is where I lie. Bailiff Yandy, you cool with 15?
Yeah.
All right. Let's not prolong this anymore. Let's get this one over and done with and see how badly we scored as opposed to the green animatronic who probably thinks this is an upstanding citizen. Jail! 12 months, 12 days.
I hate him
Oh
so
my
much.
God.
I hate him so much.
On the one side, the case...
The judge, he's probably rich, so he doesn't understand the damage that price fixing can do.
Here's the thing. On the one side, the case is illegal price fixing, and it was for just a very marginal amount of money. So, yeah, okay, 1 year in jail. On the other hand, look at this guy's white hair, his white accents to his green skin. Like this...
His white Protestant hair.
His green gloves that are hiding his tattoos on his knuckles.
Yeah.
The robe. I don't trust this judge.
No.
Portrait of his father in the background admiring Hitler.
The robes. So we got one gavel on that one. Gavel's 1. And our judicial IQ is 11. And just as Bailiff June Mori just said, I don't care. I don't care either.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good about what we've done here.
Yep. We've put this man away and
job well done, boys. We did it.
And here's the other thing about that case is that he was considered dangerous. So whatever this green animatronic stupid judge fuck just sentenced 1 year of jail to, it was accentuated by about 6 to 9 months of him being dangerous. Otherwise, had he been as clean a member of society as Greeno had thought, it would have just been 3 months of, illegal price fixing. Slap on the wrist. Ha ha. I hate this judge with a passion.
He sucks.
Can I ruin this game? No, I can't. I can't do anything to, you know what I can do? I think I have somewhere in my inventory, I have judge glasses. There we go. I found my judge glasses, and now I can actually try putting the judge glasses onto the judge. Doop, there we go. So now our judge is wearing Groucho glasses with an arrow in his head. I think that's a great way to end this this case load for the evening.
Yay.
And as we adjourn court for the night, I definitely want to thank out Bailiff Yandy, who has had technical issues, and she'll be stuck here for the next, she'll be in for the next stream, as well as the streams thereafter. Everyone give a big round of applause for our new permanent fixture, Bailiff Yandy.
You joke, but I can't even find my minimize button anymore.
No!
I live here now.
See ya in Tron. There's a power button for a reason.
Oh, there it is. All right. Good night, folks.
Good night, Bailiff Andy.
Oh. Oh, there's a hang up button. That's how it works. Okay, I gotta hang up. All right, good night.
Good night. Wonderful. And as well, we have Bailiff June Calamari, who actually knows how to use technology because she's young.
I do.
Thanks once again for joining in on a powerful after-school special version of Crime and Punishment. We learned so much today.
We really did. We learned what happens when you're a racist whose father admires an even worse racist.
Oh my God. Just...
You got 12 years in jail.
It's game, I tell you. Well, we at least got one honest Symmetrical Duck Award and one honorary Symmetrical Duck Award for the game crashing. So, you know what, we'll take it. All right. On that note, everybody, we're going to say fare thee well. And everyone, as always, thanks for watching. Doot, doot, doot.
Hello,
and I'll toss on the Shuba Award. There we go.
I used to just play the imitations, but now I'm going to give you a little of the variations of Casey Jones. Man. Now, folks, I'm going to give you a little of Old Dan Tucker, containing more heterogeneous constant policy, double flavor, and unknown quality than usual. Frying pan, a coned head with a wagon wheel, died the toothache in his heel. Got away, old Dan Tucker, he come too late to get your supper. Tucker was a hard-ridden sinner, never said grace over his dinner. The old hog squealed, the pig did squall, him old hog with tail and all. By the way, old Dan Tucker, he come too late to get your supper. Old Tom Wilson got on a drunk, fell in the fire and kicked up a chunk charcoal, got inside the shoe. Lord bless you, honey, how the ashes flew. By the way, old Dan Tucker, he come too late to get your supper. Here's the booze and Choctaw cider, lemon extract and old Budweiser. Horse said it's bitter than the doctor's tonic. The good book said a little good for the stomach.